Hey, this is Blaine with sfbtraders.com, and today I'm looking at stocks on watch here for March the 26th. First one up is LEDS. It's trying to break the range over about 125 here. I think this could head towards 140 in the short term. I first mentioned it as it was coming off bottom in the trading room about 80 cents earlier in March. But for now, I think we got another leg up here if we can continue to hold this 125. It should test the range highs from back in October, November. I nice run during the month of March, and heck, this really got kicked off in February, but volume just hasn't really been there for me. I still wouldn't mind trading it if it can break through two. We might get a push higher towards 220 for 10% or so. Who knows, maybe more. We'll just have to play what it gives us. APP, similar chart to III, but I think this one it's getting close to exhaustion. Might need to pull back before it heads higher, but um, I'm thinking one more day out of it. We'll see if I can actually get through that 215 mark. Nonetheless, it should be on your watch list. GRPN, huge resistance right on this 6 level. As you can see, the gap down mark was at 6 in August. It tested it in February before it fell off of earnings, and then it's finally testing it again. So if we can break 6, I would not be surprised to see this thing head towards 7 or 8 over the next few days or weeks. NVGN, former runner, as you can tell, it had a huge gap off of some off of a news piece back in February. It looks like it might be hitting rock bottom and try to bounce a little bit today, so look for some more volume to come in and follow through over that high. Might get a push towards 6 if it goes. 6 was decent support level area back in November to January, so definitely has room to back towards 6. HZNP, nice breakout alert today in the trading room over 260. It hit 290. Looking for a push towards 3. Quick push towards 3 in the morning. Maybe over under for the short opportunity there, and then we'll see what it does midday. But I like this for a quick push in the morning and then pull back. ZAZA. This one's always just on watch, but big volume, big range today. I think if it opens relatively sideways and they can get through where it opened at, right about 185, then we might be ready to head back towards 190 and $2. 2 is going to be a big area of resistance if we scroll out. You'll see this 2 mark was pretty key back in the beginning of December. It acted as a resistance before the breakout and then acted as support before it finally broke that high as well. So definitely watch that 185 and $2 mark. OTT, I'm watching this 180 level. It acted as support last fall, and it acted as resistance back in December. So if it can actually break through 180, I wouldn't be surprised to see it at least get to, if not maybe towards 220, 215, 220 where this spike was and these spikes were. So definitely keep this on watch. It can move when it goes. As you can tell, it's a former runner, and former runners always should be on watch, especially once they get to that point where they're testing that resistance level from previous runs. SRPT, a little bit higher price, but I like this for the 35 break. I would not be surprised to see this thing actually speed up and get a run back towards 40 very in the short term, I guess. It just has that look to it that it's finally been consolidating the past few months and starting to work its way back up, and if it can get through this range, then we might be ready to make a move. I'm also watching CMLS. Looks like we could have a range breakout over about 345-ish on this one too. Lower volume stock, so just kind of have to watch your size, especially if it reverses quickly. As you can tell, when it does, it can drop fairly quickly. Nonetheless, this will be one of my top watches as that 345 mark should send it higher. If we look at the 1-year chart here, looks like we have room towards 360. It kind of did the same thing back last spring, so who knows, we might be in for it again, just a very quick pop towards that 360 mark. Alright, shift gears, look at a couple penny stocks now. REVI, it broke out on Friday over about this 12 mark. I alerted in the trading room and then sent an email out to my free penny stock pick email list. So, nonetheless, this needs to hold 15 now. If it doesn't hold 15 in the morning, then it might be ready to pull back towards this 12 mark, or it could be done. They could be done with it. Who knows? It didn't run like YFRM did, their last one that kind of had the similar chart pattern and then broke out. That one ran all the way towards 30. This one just couldn't get going yet, I guess. So if it holds 15 and then can reverse and test that high about 17, then maybe it'll go. But just be careful if you're in this thing, and if 15 cracks, and maybe we're just taking that quick profit and being done with it for now. GOFF, another big promotion going on right now. It needs to break 40 to keep this run going. It definitely has the capability of dropping quickly like it has a couple days, so just be aware if it doesn't break 40 in the morning, then it might be ready for a pullback before it can head higher. And finally, SKTO, penny stock that I alerted on. Well, actually we discussed it a couple weeks ago, but on Friday I alerted the 3-cent breakout. Sure enough, it ran all the way towards 8. Nonetheless, I think this thing might be done. So if you're in it, then just be careful. Once this trend line fails, it should be ready to crack and head lower, probably all the way back down towards a penny over time. But just based on what I've looked at it, it's pretty much junk scam. So I'm sure they're just gonna sell shares to you guys and leave you holding the bag if you're not careful in this thing. I wouldn't be a long-term investor, that's for sure. Make your money and run. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, I'll see you in the trading room.